What is up? Just for you. A couple housekeeping things real quick, and I'll just jump right into it. Mainly because I'm not a big housekeeper, but got a couple questions mainly for y'all. I did get one comment on one of these videos. I shared on YouTube, and I got a comment that said you should do longer videos. So if that's something that you want, just let me know in the comment section. Please feel free to leave a comment if you have a question or anything like that. Please feel free to. This is kind of an open dialogue with everyone that I do not know, because I'm literally kind of talking to a camera. So whoever watches this, thank you. But that being said, secondly, and let me know if vertical, right now this is vertical. I know I did a couple videos that were horizontal. Let me know if that makes a difference with anything. Mainly because I decided to go vertical because vertical fits your phone automatically. You don't have to flip it or anything like that to be full screen. So, but horizontal is kind of a nice landscape type of picture. So, with that being said, we're gonna with just for you, something that I've kind of gotten a grasp on it for the most part, I think, but then I tell myself once you get that, that's when you mess up. So I always check myself on it. But is self-appreciation. And I don't mean in the sense of like, oh, I love myself. Yep, I'm a good person. Not what I'm talking about. And so this will make sense. I'm an example person. If you follow any of these videos here and you know me, you know like Ryan talking example. So self-appreciation. I grew up very different than the average American. I was military brat. I lived in a bunch of different countries. I was born overseas. I lived in a lot of different states as well, a lot of different cities within those states. So I've traveled quite a bit in life at a very young age. So I've had to get adapted to change and stuff like that super fast. Now, I've never fit in really anywhere, honestly. Now I've had friends and everything like that. I mean, let's be real. But I've never been a kid that was just an automatically popular kid. I was never fit in. I was always on the outside of everything growing up. Even in college, a little bit. So I went to college in South Louisiana, and if you ever been to South Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana specifically, there's still a big color berry, and there's a lot of old mentality in the deep South. And I'm a Southern boy, I love it, but that is a big problem in the deep South. That's for a whole nother topic. But I've always been fine with myself in the fact that, oh, they're over there playing. They don't want to play with me. I'll make my own game up. Not because, and it's not out of spite. It's not, well, forget them. I'm be over here doing my thing. No, I'm just happy enough with myself that I can do that. I don't need a group of people for me to feel happy. Now, I can move anywhere on the planet and I will be okay. Now, will it be sad that some relationships are not going to be exactly how they are? Yes. You're moving away from people, you're separating some ties, you're not separating, you're changing. The immediate dynamic of that relationship. Can that be sad? Yes. Has that ever stopped me? No. It hasn't. But a lot of people get stuck in that because they don't really appreciate themselves, and what I mean by themselves is not me, what I stand for, my principles, my morals, the type of person that I am. What about me? When people say, oh yeah, he's my friend, what about me are they talking about? That I don't appreciate that part about me, and a lot of people don't. Give you an example. Could you pack up right now and move wherever you are, literally to the opposite end of the earth right now, and be fine emotionally? Most people couldn't do it because who they are is defined by their surroundings. I've grown up, I've built this, I have these group of friends, I went to this school has this type of prestige, yada yada yada. And not saying don't use that to build on yourself, but that is not all that defines you. So a lot of people, if you take them out of that dynamic, they crumble because They don't have that circle. They don't have that approval from a bunch of other people telling them, yep, you're right. That's how you be. That's how you do it. Because in the back of their mind, they don't really know. Well, they know, but they don't really appreciate it. And a lot of people don't even realize that. Most people don't. And it's kind of a weird topic, and like maybe self-appreciation may not have been the exact best term for it, but I can go anywhere no matter what my moral compass is, and I appreciate myself enough to know that I'm not going to compromise them. I'm not a big religious person per se. I'm a very spiritual person, but there's a lot of these super churches and everything. I'm not following anything. I don't follow anything blindly. I think that's the purpose of having faith and being taught that, is so you don't follow anything blindly. There's many false prophets out here, as the Bible says. But if I'm a religious person and John Doe is an atheist, and he's like, nope, keep your religion away from me, that is not going to personally hurt my feelings, and I'm going to feel like, well, maybe I should change myself because I really like what John Doe does and I want to be a part of that, so I'm going to change myself a little bit and it'll be all right. You don't appreciate yourself enough if you do that. You don't want to come over here like, cool, we can agree to disagree and still be friends and work together. It happens all the time. But most people can't do that. Most people can't. Most people have friends that they get along with and agree with 99.9% of the time. I got friends that we argue about just about everything. We don't see eye to eye on just about anything, but he's a good dude. Takes care of his family, real smart, real brilliant, very beneficial, and always gives me an opposite view of a lot of times when I may be seeing and vice versa. But we both appreciate our inner selves enough to know that I'm not going to compromise my core to please you. And tons of people do that. We do that in work. Relationships is probably the biggest thing that people do that in, is personal, like romantic type relationships, because everything is a relationship. But that's my girlfriend, that's my boyfriend, married couples, everything. Everybody does this. This is something that everybody does. It's not like, oh, I never do this, I'm perfect. No, everybody does this all the time. But generally, you usually get gut checked into being reminded. So I just kind of constantly tell myself, like I said, the way I've grown up and through the years, I've just kind of trained myself to just kind of constantly be aware of it always. But that has built the type of character and person that I am. Anybody who knows me personally, I would hope to say that they would be like, yeah, he's a 100 dude. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But if there's anybody who's like, no, I got your back, or I'll tell you what's real, and I love you as a friend, as a person, believe it. I think most of my friends who know me would say that about me. I would say the same about them, but it's the type of character I got, the type of character I attract. But yeah, learn how to appreciate and love your personal self. Because you can go anywhere and be around any people, and you're not going to need validation from a situation or an object or another person or an opinion or likes or views or shares or anything like that. It's not gonna matter. And you'll trust me, you'll be surprised how much stress that will just relieve. It's like a weight will just be lifted up. Because think about all the stuff that touches. This person, that person, job. I'm trying to be great at my job, make my job happy. I'm trying to be great here. Everybody has a character that we tend to build our character, and you put so much energy into building out your character overshadows who you are. Just something to think about. So, till next time.